Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Today, the topic we are going to deal with is the need for spiritual life. So let's first look at the meaning of spirituality, what's meant by spirituality, and then the difference between spirituality and religion. Then we'll go to the need for a spiritual life. The Oxford Dictionary defines spirituality as the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. The quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. So it's a search for meaningful connection with one's own inner self. Now, in every country, we can see more and more people, when they take census, they tick as spiritual, not religious. SBN, spiritual but not religious. So what's the difference between being spiritual and being religious? Religion is the belief and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially God or gods. It involves a particular system of faith and worship. It lays out the practices to follow, rituals to perform, and gives out what is right, what is wrong, what is true, what's false. And generally, it involves organized systems of belief. Organized systems of belief, practices, rituals, everything is organized. And there's an extra cosmic God sitting somewhere, and authority who is going to give us rewards and punishment depending upon our behavior or our actions. And it often revolves around a historical person. Like we have got Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, and it's a communal practice. And follow religious texts. Whereas spirituality is a search for personal, meaningful connection with something beyond one's self. It's a search for meaning. We want the meaning, purpose, and direction in life. What's the meaning of life? What's the purpose of life? Searching for that. Why am I here? Is there anything more to life than we see? It is concerned with holiness, sacredness, love, compassion. So it's a personal, individual experience and practice. It can be outside the periphery of religion, but focus is more on personal experience than just belief. Religion says you believe. The prophet or the God incarnation or the sacred text says you have to believe. Where in spirituality, you experience. Can you experience? Can you realize God? Can you experience the divinity? It's a personal experience. And it's an inner growth. Those people who practice religion for the whole life, perhaps there's no change in character. They're the same old selfishness, greed, biases, all that, prejudices, all that will be there. They may be going to the temple or church or mosque or synagogue praying all the time, but there's no change in character. So spirituality is an inner transformation. You change. Then there is spirituality. That's why Swami Brahmananda, one of the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, says, the test of spiritual life is your character. Not that you get some power. No, that's not. Anybody can have, you do a little bit of yoga or breathing exercise, meditation, you get some power. But that's not this test of spiritual, test of your progress. It's a character, changing the character. Most people at some time or other in their life feel that they're missing something, lacking something. They may be having good health, wealth, good friends, status, good relation. Still, a sort of world weariness comes on them. As Sri Ramakrishna says, satiety with enjoyment. Then they feel that this material or physical world is not enough. And naturally, they turn to this life-changing question. What is the meaning of life? Why am I here? What's the purpose? Some people may find the challenges of life too much. Problems insurmountable. They are not able to face it. Then to forget it, they may take to drinking or drugs. But it's a downward path. It's a downward spiral. Find oneself more and more miserable and confused, with less and less self-confidence, self-esteem. The first few times you forget the misery or sorrow, but then once the effect is gone, you're back in the same position, the same condition. Only your self-confidence and self-esteem has gone less. Slowly you get addicted. Then to get out is very hard. It's a very uphill task. But some others, on the other hand, when they are faced with problems and difficulties, try to face the challenges by trying to find the answer to these fundamental questions. What's the purpose of life? Who am I? Why am I here? They try to find a meaningful connection with the inner self and tap into the abundant source of strength and energy within. We have got infinite strength within. We say we are weak. No, we are not weak. We are not using even a tiny fraction of the infinite strength we have. We have got infinite potential within. Some people may tap into that, and then they are able to face them. And that's a positive step. And that is the beginning of spirituality. The spiritual needs of people are different. We cannot say the same pattern of practices will satisfy everybody. No, different people's needs are different. And for the same person, the need may change from time to time. As I evolve, I get more and more experience, face challenges in life, my spiritual needs change. For some people, spirituality may involve religious, philosophical, or humanistic values and beliefs. That may give them support and comfort during challenging times. Some others may need some other practices. So whatever it is, we can say spiritual life begins when one feels the genuine need for something tangible, something that you can actually experience. Then spiritual life begins. It's not just rather than believing something, some scripture or ritual. We often see people say, oh, do these rituals just because they say we do, but it's not giving any personal experience to you. So spiritual life begins when we get something real, personal, tangible experience. According to the authors of this book, The Spiritual Brain, they say spirituality means any experience that is thought to bring the experiencer into contact with the divine. Spirituality means any experience that is thought to bring the experiencer into contact with the divine. In other words, not just any experience that feels meaningful. They have given that in brackets. Not just any experience that is meaningful. No, that's not spirituality. Spirituality is bringing the experiencer into contact with the divine. Everybody needs some spiritual resource to heal the wounds that we get from shame, self-rejection, resentment, grief, guilt. All these are negative emotions. They cause great harm to our mind. And then when the mind is affected, the body is also affected. So we need spiritual resources. And also to increase our positive emotions like trust, self-esteem, hope, joy, love for life, all these. We need spiritual resources. Once you have these spiritual resources, not that you won't get any problems. No, you'll be immune from all the problems. No, you will have the problems. You will be facing problems and challenges, but we'll be able to bounce back from them. Life's ups and downs will be there, but we'll be able to bounce back. Some people ask this question. I say a person supposed to be very religious, going to the temple, going on pilgrimage, doing meditation, and suppose the person gets sick. Then the question comes, oh, that so-and-so have been done so much of pilgrimages, meditation, then why did the person get sick? It's that that's the illness is the nature of the body. It has got nothing to do with the spiritual life. We confuse these two. Now, by just being spiritual, you are not immune to all the ups and downs of life. They will be there. That's part of life. But you won't go under, won't be thrown under them. You'll be able to bounce back. That's it. That's only difference. Now, earlier we said many people say they are spiritual but not religious. Why are people turning away from religion? It's a sort of fashion, and also some genuine reasons also are there. Because many of the organized religions, they are too much involved with politics. That turns people away. And also, many religious practices are more focused on ideology than on inquiry. Many organized religions don't allow you to ask questions. Why? Why are we doing this? What is the meaning of this? They don't like questions being asked. And give less importance on making any meaningful connection with one's inner self or divine. We can see in the mystics in many places being persecuted because they are trying to have this direct connection with the divine within. So now when people say, oh, if this is the result of religion, I don't want religion. Away. Better, I'll be rather without any religion. But we need spirituality because that's our, and what to say, fundamental need. Otherwise, we will be thrown down the drain by with the problems and challenges of life. But people get frightened when you hear the word spirituality. If I follow spirituality, that means I'll have to move away from the life in the world. I can't enjoy the life, the world, everything. According to the Upanishads, life in the world and life in the spirit are not incompatible. They are not incompatible. Spirituality does not take you away from life, away from the world. On the other hand, it leads you to have a deeper connection with all that is there. When you practice spirituality, when you practice spiritual life, you are led to have a deeper connection with everything that there is. with everything and everybody. Because, as the Upanishad says, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. There is nothing, everything is Brahma. Everything is that divine. There is nothing other than divine. The divine is in me, in you, in everything. So you get a deeper connection. Again, another mantra of the Upanishad says, Ishavasim idam sarvam. Everything is pervaded by the Lord. So we had to realize that essentially we are the spirit. We are the indestructible spirit, not this ever-changing material body. Teilhard de Chardin, the French priest philosopher, says, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings. That's our essential nature, our real nature. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And according to Swami Vivekananda, spirituality is not a matter of faith or charity or good conduct, but introspection and meditation practices so that one can experience the divinity directly within oneself. That is spiritual. We think now the young people, when they say they are spiritual but not religious, they think that they are be charitable, doing good work, philanthropic activities, or good conduct. That is spirituality. No, that's not just spirituality. That's a, or can say that's a step towards it. But spirituality is, according to Swamiji, it's not a matter of faith or charity or good conduct, but introspection and meditation practices so that one can experience the divinity directly within oneself. That's the important thing. Experience the divinity within oneself. And it is this spirituality Swamiji meant when he defined religion as the manifestation of divinity already in man. That is one of the definitions that Swamiji has given for religion. What is religion? Religion is the manifestation of divinity already in man. And when he says religion, it is not the religion that we generally understand. It is this higher aspect of religion, which is spirituality. We may find spiritual life linked in association with a particular religious organization like church, temple, mosque, or synagogue. The spirituality may have elements of religion. Of course, when we start for the first time, we go through religion. Religion is the basic, the kindergarten of spirituality. You go through that. And then you go beyond the confines of religion. So spirituality is a broader concept, not just what we understand by religion. We have to outgrow the boundaries of religion. That is why Swami Vivekananda says, it's good to be born in a church, but not to die there. You are born in a particular faith, it's good. You grow from that. But don't remain confined within the boundaries of that faith. You outgrow that. You go beyond that and have direct contact with the divine within. Sometimes as you evolve, you find the confines of the religion in which we are growing almost choking, suffocating. So we had to break the boundaries and go beyond that and have direct experience of the divine. Some people may directly go to spiritual life without the tools of these religious tools. Whatever it is, practices like contemplation or prayer, they help to increase our feelings of compassion, empathy, hope, gratitude, all this. Practicing this, it will help us. And see like compassion, empathy, we practice that, it helps us to get out of the limitation of our self-centeredness. At present, everything is about me and mine. As we can see in the Gita, always Shri Krishna says me and mine. Everything connected with me and mine. My friends, my family, my society, my job, my company. Not just me, but mine also. But when you have got this compassion and empathy, we get beyond that. How are we to develop this? Compassion. Oh, standing on a high pedestal and say, oh, here, take some help. I'm ready to help you. No. There are simple things. Give your time. Give a patient listening. Somebody wants with a problem. Not that they are asking for a solution, but they are in difficulty. They just want to let you listen to it. Give a patient listening. Oh, sorry, I'm so busy. I finish it quickly. No, they are put off. Sign of sympathy, compassion is, whatever it is, you give a patient listen. They may find a solution to their problem from there, just by hearing themselves aloud. Not that we have to give, but the solution will come from within. Give a patient listening, so that for the time being, that person in front of you is the most important person. So they feel, even though the person so and so was so busy, still was kind enough to give the time for me. So I was important in that person's eyes. It gives a good feeling. Otherwise, maybe you may be a very close friend or relative, but still if you say, finish quickly, I don't have time, they don't care for me. Such a difference is there. You have time, give them time. Give a patient listening. Another one is, think how you would feel if you're in their position. They may be acting or behaving in a particular way because of something has happened, some background, reason is there. We don't know. That this, as you always say, put in the other person's shoe. Then you will know how it is. Try to do that. We literally cannot do that. However much you say, oh, I understand how you feel, we don't understand, but we are trying to understand. Then we won't be judging them so much. As somebody is miserable, often our reaction is, well, they deserve it. They should not have done that. That's why they are suffering now. We can say that. We don't know what situation, what circumstances led them to that action. As in this Friday we discussed one of the 4 steps or means that Patanjali gives for happiness. Friendliness towards those who are happy, compassion towards those who are miserable, joy to those who are virtuous, and indifferent to those who are evil. There are evil people, wicked people are there. You don't have to hate them. You keep your distance. We don't know why they are doing that. So that what was their mental state or the background, we don't know. We sit and in our lounge and make judgments for the whole world. Look at the good qualities of the person. Everybody has got some good qualities. Nobody is completely bad. Nobody is completely good. Even the a saintly person may have some shortfalls. If you really want to pick, we may find something. And even the most wicked person will have some good qualities. Try to look at the good qualities. You have to consciously cultivate that habit. Try to look at the good qualities of others. Then giving importance to good qualities, and we try to emulate that. As that's why Holy Mother said, if you want peace of mind, don't find fault with anybody. Not that there is no fault in others, there is. But it's not your business to find fault with all the others. Look at your own faults and try to correct them. And when you are what your thoughts are, you correct your thoughts, you find everything more happiness outside. Swami Ranganathananda had this habit of always looking at the good things. He, being a very well-known speaker, he used to get books from different people from all over the world. The new books that they publish, the writers used to say, authors used to send him books, and he always made sure he read. Towards the end of his life, his eyesight was failing, and he couldn't read himself. So some other monks, another monk used to read and tell him what's the content of the book. And then Swami will ask what are the good points, highlights of that. And then once it happened, a book came and the monk read the book and said, there is nothing in this book. Swami was so sad. No, nothing, no good point, nothing to say. The monk who read was in a fix what to say. Absolutely was nothing in that. All he could say was, well, the binding, the paper, everything, that's all very good. That's one point. That's enough. The appearance is good. He always wanted to see the good side. Some small goodness will be there. We have to make a conscious effort to look at the good quality. And again, practice forgiveness. Only by forgiving can we move forward. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in that situation. We are reliving and going on and round in circles. They say forgive and forget. Forget is not so easy. Oh, I want to forget this. What is it? I want to forget this particular incident. So every time I say I want to forget that incident or happening, I am reinforcing it. And it's becoming stronger. The memory is becoming stronger and stronger. So don't worry about forgetting, forgive. Forgiveness is in our hand. We can forgive. And forgiveness helps us to move forward. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in that situation. Years together. Something must have happened years ago, and still we haven't forgiven that person. We are still stuck in that age and time. Another very good practice they suggest is spend time in nature, outside in the garden. Instead of sitting and watching the television or your phone, go out and spend time in the nature. Develop a closer connection with nature. Pause, look around. When we go for walks, especially in the big parks or bush, we are hurrying. We want to make so many kilometers I have to walk. We don't have time to look around or listen to the birds. No. We are rushing. Pause, look around, appreciate the flora and fauna. No, that's not the way. We have to spend time. Time in nature means time. There is no rushing back. And then another one is enjoy art, music, or some hobbies. And treat yourself with compassion. It's good to have a very high standard for oneself, but you should not be punishing oneself. often what we do is we keep a high standard for other people. And for myself, very low. Because I got excuses. For others, there's no excuse. No, it should be the other way around. We should have a high standard for oneself. And for other people, of course, you should have. But at the same time, if they are not able to come up to that, they may have some difficulty. And make meditation part of our daily life. But we don't have time for meditation. That's the excuse. We have to go to work early morning, don't have time for meditation. Well, if you want, you can make time. Just a few minutes. They are not asking you to sit for half an hour or 1 hour. Just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Everybody can make that time. Make it a daily practice. Meditation is the time you are spending with yourself. It's not chanting and prayer. It's different. Meditation time means you are sitting quietly. You are facing your own self, inner self, or the divine within you. And service to others, seeing the divine in them. It's a great spiritual practice. It's not standing on a high pedestal and think that, oh, I am helping others. No. Looking down upon them. No. Looking upon those whom you are helping as the divine. That is what Sri Ramakrishna said. Shivajnani Jiva Seva. Help serve people seeing God in them. And that is the all the activities that initiated by Swami Vivekananda for the Ramakrishna order. This is the ideal behind it. Serve human being. Why should I serve? Because you are serving God. So it's no longer a work, it becomes worship. You're worshipping God. In a poem titled To a Friend, Swamiji wrote, "Yea, born heir to the infinite thou art. Within the heart is the ocean of love. Give away. Whoever asks return, his ocean dwindles down to a mere drop. Ask nothing in return. Give, just give. From highest Brahman to the yonder worm, and to the very minutest atom, everywhere is the same God, the all love. Friend, offer mind, soul, body at their feet. These are his manifold forms before thee. Rejecting them, where seekest thou for God? Who loves all beings without distinction, he indeed is worshipping best his God." See, who loves all beings without distinction, he indeed is worshipping best his God, because God is present in all. So we see that we have to have some aim, objective, some goal in life. As we ask, what's the purpose of life? What's the aim of life? And that is to find a clear connection, direct connection with the divinity within. And Mahatma Gandhi says, fearlessness as the first prerequisite to spiritual life. Fearlessness. And Swamiji says, this is one word that comes out from the Upanishads again and again. Be fearless. Abhi. Be fearless. Be fearless. Whom do you fear? Because the same divine is in all. When you don't fear yourself, you fear others. When there is no other than you, when there is no second, where is the fear? We forget that the same divine is within all. That's why fear comes. And according to Swamiji, fear is the sure cause of degradation and sin in this world and the world of religion. Everywhere. It's the fear that's the cause of degradation. They say you should fear God. No, it's not fearing God. You should love God. Fear is separation. When the love comes, you come close. Even when you say God is separate, I'm separate, the dualist view, it's not a question of fearing God, loving God. So that is why the idea of God, who is a punisher, who is sitting and giving us punishment or reward, that idea is thrown out. Especially now, the God sitting on a throne, the time of kings are all gone. Even a few kings, only namesake. We are, most of the countries are democratic countries. We are all equals. So the same thing applies to on the field of spirituality. The same divine is within all. And fear brings misery and it breeds evil. What's the cause of fear? Ignorance of our real nature. Ignorance of our real nature, that we are divine. When we have the conviction that we are that eternal spirit, then we will have the courage to face all the challenges and difficulties calmly. Nothing will be too great, because I got that infinite source of strength within me, is within me. Then we will be able to face the problems with a smiling face, just like Sri Krishna. Look at the face of Sri Krishna, he's always smiling. And in one hymn to Sri Rama, it says, when he was told that he is going to be crowned as the crown prince, he had a smile. And then the next morning he was told that he has to go to the forest for 14 years, the same smile. The smile does not change. Sri Krishna is saying, oh, we will be able to face problems like that. Problems will be there. Problems, challenges, difficulties, all will be there. But we'll be able to face them calmly with a smiling face. A psychologist compares spiritual life to the way of walking with God instead of walking alone. That's an interesting idea, what I thought. Walking with God. God is our walking companion. We are going for walks. You are not walking alone. God is with you. You can have that idea when you are driving. Here you see most people, just one person in the car. The passenger seats are all empty. Why don't you imagine God is sitting next to you? God is driving with you, going in the car, traveling with you, walking with you. How nice it will be to have the presence of God within your life. We have seen one gentleman, he said, when he set the table for dinner, there's always one seat. He is a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. So he said one seat is for Sri Ramakrishna at the dining table. God is present. You can do so many practices, whatever appeals to you. We make a habit of walking with God, taking God everywhere with you. Even when Sri Ramakrishna told Girish Chandra Ghosh, who was addicted to drinking and all sorts of vices, Girish, when you go to places of ill fame, why don't you take mother with you? So there also you're taking divine mother. And he told another devotee, Surendra, who was also addicted to drinking, when you drink, why don't you offer your wine to mother and then drink? Effect is slowly, the presence of God becomes tangible to you. And all these bad habits will fall off. You don't have to forcibly take it away. As Sri Ramakrishna says, you go more towards the east, the west falls far away from you. You don't have to forcibly push the west back. You just go forward, and the west will go further and further away from you. You go towards God, all these bad habits, tendencies will move away from you. I'll finish with a nice thing about walking with God. Footprints in the sands of time. One night I had a dream. Many of you may know this one, but I like to read it. One night I had a dream. I was walking along the beach with the Lord, and across the skies flashed scenes from my life. In each scene, I noticed two sets of footprints in the sand. One was mine, one was the Lord's. When the last scene of my life appeared before me, I looked back at the footprints in the sand. And to my surprise, I noticed that many times along the path of my life, there was only one set of footprints. And I noticed that it was at the lowest and saddest times in my life. So only one set of footprints. I asked the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decide to follow you, you would walk with me all the way. But I notice that during the most troublesome times in my life, there is only one set of footprints. I don't understand why you left my side when I needed you most. The Lord said, my precious child, I never left you during your time of trial. Where you see only one set of footprints, I was carrying you. See, when we are in trouble with the most difficult time, the Lord is carrying us. So when we stumble or fall, even then we are falling in the palm of the Lord. All we have to do is make the habit of walking with the Lord. Then we are always safe. Whatever happens, if we can make that habit of walking with God, we will be always safe. The Lord will carry us when we stumble.
This week, please note we don't have the yoga class this Thursday. It's had to be cancelled. This Friday night, we'll have the fortnightly Bhagavad Gita discussion led by Gayatriprana. Next Sunday, we'll have the Vedanta book club meeting, first time this year. And again, continual reminder about our very special event on the 18th of May. We'll have Australia's Race Discrimination Commissioner here, as well as the state member for Strathfield and one of the local councillors of Burwood Council. They'll all be participating in a special event from 2 to 4 p.m. So keep that in mind. We'll now conclude with a guided meditation, which I'll be conducting, and give you a few minutes to set up for that.